On the 11th of February this year, 2025, I received an unexpected message on Reddit from a user who's in a band based in Boston, and they were pitching an animation idea they wanted to commission me to make for their upcoming single, which was going to be released in February. The only thing was, I hadn't actually been advertising for commission, and in fact, I'd never been commissioned to make an animation before, so this was completely out of the blue. And so I was pretty much caught off guard. The band were asking me to animate a walk cycle of a bipedal creature with a stone for a head. And the idea was that he'd walk into a scene in nature, plant some seeds, and the resulting flora would then birth another stone-headed bipedal creature who would then also leave the scene. And their intention was to basically take this 10 or 15 second animation and loop it across the entire duration of the song. Humorously enough, I'd never actually completed a standard animation walk cycle, and what you're seeing here is my very first attempt at an animation and is a yet to be completed project. So after taking a couple of days to think about the project and the logistics involved, I spent a few hours and produced this walk cycle and shared it with the band member I was in contact with. This was just a demo, and I did make changes to the final design. Shortly after I sent the demo through to the band, I sent my own pitch to them, where I offered to animate the entire runtime of the song, which was a whopping 4 minutes. I included a second demo showing some space-based action, and the idea was, worst case scenario, they would have their original loop animation, but best case scenario, they'd have an animation for the entire video. For better or for worse, the band were on board, and I found myself in a 9-day speedrun.
Thank you for your patronage.
And you might ask, Fargo, where did the hubris come from that made you think you could pull this off? And the answer to that would be that in the final days of 2024, I set myself a challenge and wrote a song, recorded it, and animated a full video for it in a 4-day speedrun, all as a thank you to my supporters on Patreon. And it was this video that the band saw online and prompted them to contact me. And I think it's worth noting here that the supporter appreciation animation was a little over a minute long, as opposed to the 4-minute runtime of the Stoneheads song. Now the thing about doing a speedrun project like the Appreciation song or the Stoneheads music video is that the extreme time constraints present certain challenges, from not getting things as perfect as it could be, like this render error I didn't spot for the asteroid animation until it was already out, to affecting the creative decisions made during the process itself, such as, for example, animating the Venus flytrap growing using a time-lapse aesthetic as opposed to drawing it frame by frame, all with the view of getting a little more mileage out of the sequence across the runtime. In addition to these limitations, a 9-day turnaround time for a 4-minute video meant that it was impossible to have any detailed email exchanges